Hey everybody, I hope you're doing well, and you might be wondering, hey Joe, where's the 11:30 episode? Well, the reason why the 11:30 episode isn't on is because we have something really special to release today. If you want to skip ahead to the actual episode, you can click here. I'm not sure where the annotations go. I don't typically use them. You might be wondering why you're seeing my face and not gameplay footage. Well, it's because, one, I have my phone precariously perched on top of something, and I hope it looks okay. I can't actually tell right now. But also, today we are releasing our actual play podcast that we have titled The Rolls We Made, because the real podcast were the rolls we made along the way. I really hate... You make a design aesthetic choice a long time ago, and it just haunts you. Anyway, the first episode is coming out today on lots and lots of different podcasting things. I know for sure we're on Podbean. I think we're going to be on iTunes right away. I'm not 100% on that because iTunes has a bit of a different process for getting a podcast on there. But our podcast is out, and we're really proud of it and really excited. What you are about to hear today, instead of the normal 11:30 JoJo Has Fun episode, is the Session 0 episode for The Rolls We Made. Session 0s, for those of you who've never played a role-playing game or anything like that, Session 0 is basically the characters get together and discuss what the world is going to be like, what their characters are going to be like. It's a time for the players to kind of say, hey, this is the game we're going to play, and collectively we come together and agree. So our Session 0 for the rolls we made involved Twitter Jeff, producer Danielle, and friend of the show, and Emma Haney, coming over and discussing what their characters were going to be like, as well as me sort of generally introducing them to what the game world is and what the story is sort of going to be. This episode that you're about to watch is going to be a part of the podcast itself. This isn't like totally extra, and it's going to be coming out on the podcast as just audio next week. But I thought it would be fun to release the Session 0 and the first episode at the same time, so here we are. And I just want to say thank you for tuning in. If you came from the podcast here, thank you. If you go from here to Podbean or iTunes or whatever podcasting app you use, thank you. I want you to know that we are working really, really hard on this show, and we are all incredibly proud of what it is we're putting together. I actually think that in terms of creative works, I mean, I love JoJo Has Fun, but The Rolls We Made is something that I'm incredibly proud of. And I hope that all of you feel the same way. And if you want to support, the show, The Rolls We Made, the easiest way to do that is give us a good rating and tell your friends. And, it's a new podcast. New podcasts need really good ratings in order to secure a foothold. So 5 stars, please. If you think we deserve it, obviously, because we're going to be making it regardless because we love it. And I guess that's it. So if you skipped ahead, here's the episode. Thanks.
So wait, I'm a guy now?
You can be whatever you want. It's Dungeons and Dragons.
Ooh.
That's something I typically have to explain all the time. Like, can I do this? You can do whatever.
No, well, he says you can do whatever, but under his breath, he's like, but there's going to be consequences.
Yeah, that's true of everything.
You have definitely not let me do whatever.
What? No, what I've not let you do is just bullshit your way through a situation after you failed a roll. That's what I've not let you do.
All right.
I'll give you that. Yeah.
I'll fail. Danielle will be like, I want to do this, this, and this, and then I'm like, okay, roll for it. And then she fails, and she just starts bullshitting.
Just do it anyway.
Still, unless something changes. No, but that's
Your mind is what's going to change.
Boom.
I'm going to do it.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what? Keep the microphones on. No, I want everyone to hear this.
I want everyone to know.
I want witnesses. I guess that's as good a time as any to segue into the start of this.
Are we
this
recording?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
This whole time.
Yeah.
Good.
This will be in the Patreon. It'll
Yeah.
cost $477.
Sure will.
I love that Emma Haney. I heard she's funny.
Yeah.
D&D? Danny Mahaney?
Well, welcome to the JoJo Has Fun Dungeons and Dragons real play. Not a video, it's audio because cameras are expensive and back off, everybody.
Yeah.
Okay? I'll get the cameras when I have money. I
We're
don't have money.
all naked right now.
I certainly am. So we're gonna do some Dungeony and Dragony type stuff. And if you're listening to this, it probably came out on the same day as the actual first episode of us playing,
Hey.
which was probably, I'm gonna just say it right now, a hoot and a half.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's a lot to live up to now.
I think it's a hoot
I
and
know.
a
Now it's
nanny.
just gonna be very basic.
It's just gonna be people are gonna you know what's gonna be funny is they're gonna hear the first episode and then they're gonna hear this and they're gonna be like, that was about a hoot. I'm not gonna give him the half.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna reserve that half.
Maybe half a hoot.
That's not. That's
I like that.
That's a who.
That sounds. That sounds. Fun.
Yeah, Horton.
More fun.
Horton hears a hoot.
Which part of the hoot is the half? Is it the oot or the who?
Mm.
I like the butt end. I like the oot.
I like the oot.
Yeah, I like the butt end of the hoot.
Trying to work in a Hooters joke, and it's just not.
It's not. It's not happening the way you want it to.
Just like boobs.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're gonna
Yeah. Oh, my voice changed back.
going through that puberty.
You can.
That's how
Emma
it
will play the
happens.
part of 3 people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shut the dungeon. You can't do that. You're not me. So
Oh.
that's right. I'm the master of the dungeon. Which that by the way, hi. I'm JoJo. I'm the dungeon master.
Welcome in.
I'm also my name's on all the things, but I'm the master of disaster.
Yeah, we let him in sometimes.
And we're gonna be playing some in a world of imagination. No, but we're gonna play in D&D in
No, but
a world that I have created,
Yeah.
which I have sent to all of you guys.
I didn't read it.
Yeah, you. Well, that's fine because I have it loaded up here.
I read it.
Yeah.
We're playing. I don't want to give anything away until we get to it. So
Yeah. Well, okay. I'll put down the.
do you want
the
to
basics.
preface? Yeah.
This is the basics. So you guys are.
Down.
So this is the premise that you guys are going to be playing in.
It's not your grandpa's D&D.
Well, no, he had
But
like
it is
first
your
edition.
grandpa's D.
He had.
Ooh.
He had 2.
Let's get shirts.
This is like
I like
Grandpa's
this
D.
is like herding cats. So
that. All right. All
so
right.
your adventure is going to take place in a little town called Springwillow. Springwillow is a small town on the border of a small country called Sorovia and Celestria. It sits in the shadow of the Spider Stretch Woods, which was a nickname given to a very huge forest that separates Sorovia and Celestria. It's just a big forest right by this little town. It enjoys warm summers and cool winters. It's far from the war between most of nations because in fantasy settings there's lots of war all the time.
Always war.
Unlike the real world.
Dude,
No war.
I know. I needed to kind of stretch pretty far in order for us to have like a pretty sweet place to play.
Daddy, what's war?
But it's just it's a cool small little town. There's like suburbs and people doing work. Most of it's supported by logging. There's a big logging business because
That's-
the woods are right there.
How's the
Not.
economy doing?
Yeah.
It's doing pretty. You know what?
Would you
I gotta
it's
say,
booming?
It's
Booming.
Booming.
well, it's holding steady.
Okay.
Yeah, most of Mid-Earn is holding pretty
It's on
steady.
the upswing.
Don't challenge me on this world building
Okay.
shit.
Oof. Whoa.
Oh man,
Just asking.
combative.
But it's hard work of loggers and farmers. There's also a few like trade guilds that are in Springwillow, so it's pretty happening little place. It does have problems. There's woods.
Yeah,
And in fantasy settings, there's woods, which means there's like monsters and such. There's also a pretty big. That's right. There's also Danielle. Yeah. Not even the character she plays.
No, just me.
Just her.
In the woods.
Come to my gingerbread house. This is a Toyota Tercel. Gingerbread house.
Fantasy.
This is my fantasy home. This is an RV.
Come
Really fantasy home. I couldn't think of a V word. But other than the monsters in the woods, there's also like a schoolyard gang that's getting pretty big called the Reds.
Yes, I read that.
They're bordering on organized crime.
Love it.
The sheriff is kind of corrupt.
Wait, but what did you write exactly for the sheriff? Because
Jesus.
that made me laugh really hard.
Not to body shame. A sheriff who is as corrupt as he is overweight. Which paints a picture,
No,
right?
it automatically I saw.
Oh, yeah.
I see him.
Yeah.
I'm picturing the sheriff from
You say Robin Hood.
Robin Hood.
High five, yes.
Yeah. Robin Hood sheriff.
That's what I was going for. Yes. There's also
There.
occasional assaults from goblins and no warning war parties from the south, which there's also like promises of adventure because there's in the woods there's the legend of the promise of the elder, which is a really big gemstone. This is all just like colorful shit. Did you not read this?
No, I did. But I did have a question.
You may.
Okay, so it's called there's rumor of a legend of a rock that's called Legend.
It's not called Legend, but let me make it called Legend. Hang on. Retcon.
Yeah.
The gods went back and fixed their mistakes. But yeah, there's rumors of treasure in the woods, which keeps like people coming in. Like to are you just drinking cough syrup?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yes.
I was going to ask if you wanted a beer, but maybe not. There's some in the fridge.
What are you, fucking John Constantine?
First of all, I've been listening to a lot of hip hop.
Have you heard of Tupac?
Yeah, this is what the youth calls scissor. And I'm buzzed.
Well,
Drinking it all day. And I drive a commercial vehicle.
Do you have a D license or like a
No,
E
it's just a
license?
normal one.
Oh, dang.
not after this episode comes out.
I'm Emma Castellanos there.
Yeah, who is that? Their
Oh,
name is.
whoops.
Well,
How do you spell it? Is the real question.
Too many.
But yeah, there's this legend of this big treasure that's in the woods, so people come to the city a lot. It's the city's fine. It's cool. The most notable thing about the city, and what's important to you guys, is that while most of Midern lives under a feudal system, where it's like you're born and you die a peasant, this particular state has a pretty solid educational system, which resulted in the creation of many academies, one of which is in Springwillow. Most people who go to Springwillow Academy either end up like traveling the world as adventurers, or they end up in like the military or bureaucratic posts. So it's a way to rise up if your family can get you into one of the academies.
You know what it reminds me of a little bit when I was reading
remind
it?
you of?
Balam Garden
What's that?
from Final Fantasy VIII.
Oh, yeah. Do you remember the gardens in FF8? That's where you start at.
They train the soldiers and you go and travel the world and stuff.
Like you start, you start off in fantasy high school.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. I was trying to tell Emma about Persona 5 and what that was, but Final Fantasy VIII also
yeah,
works.
this is very Final Fantasy VIII Persona 5 inspired because that's what I like.
You like that, nerds?
That's right, nerds. That's my cred.
Hey.
The residents of Springwillow enjoy the benefits of having an institute of learning. The town pretty much sprung up around it. So it's like, people who work at the school, they need to have places to spend their money. So shops spring up. The shops need to have materials in order to make things. So that's why there's a nice commercial class. So the whole town is built around this school, and the school is like in the center. Most of the students in Springwillow Academy enjoy tutelage in art, history, religion, arithmetic, rhetoric, and like
A regular school.
a regular school for regular kids.
Hell
Can you just imagine though if PE classes were combat classes?
Dude, that'd be amazing.
That really is the only difference between fantasy high school and real high school.
big difference because I would have gone to PE
Oh, yeah.
and been like happy about
like
it.
Instead of
Hey,
learning 80s dance moves.
Oh my God, square dancing?
Yes.
Do not.
Today in school we're going to be learning. Today in PE you're going to be doing dodgeball. That sucks.
You're going to be learning dodge dragon fire. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to need that.
Yeah. Also, you do have to still run the mile. Oh.
God damn it.
Teacher, when am I going to need to learn how to dodge dragon fire? Don't even fucking start with me.
Don't start.
It all depends on who's in charge of your fate. The dragon wheel winds up with a red ball filled with fire.
Oh,
no.
It's coming.
I like it.
You guys who are the players are going to take on the role of students who are attending Spring Willow Academy. It's your final year in school, so you're seniors.
Thank
Yeah.
God.
Take that Disney trip at the end of the year. It's going to be sweet.
Come the following year, you're going to set out into the world, either to Midern or Lands Beyond.
I'm just going to take a year off, and just like find myself.
Not happening.
Oh.
Not happening.
I'm just going to backpack through.
Yeah.
Is there
peace out.
Is there a fantasy junior college I could attend for a few years?
I'm going to join the Fantasy Peace Corps. I'm going to fantasy discover myself.
Oh, I'm an elf person. Oh, cool.
Cool.
Oh, cool.
So that's the basic premise. You guys are young adventurers in fantasy high school. The adventure starts on the first day of school
Of our last year.
of your last year.
Is it a 4-year school?
It is a 4-year school. So that's why I said 15 to 18.
Okay.
Which I don't know. Does that equal out to 4 years?
No,
15,
I was
16,
14 when I started high school.
Yeah, like 13, 14.
Yeah.
13.
It's a little off, but it's fantasy off, so it's fine.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, so you guys are just kids in that school who after the first week of school, like shit will pop off and you'll have stuff to do.
Hell yeah.
So we can either talk about the unique rules first for this campaign, or because I mean, this is, for those of you at home, this is just using, like, for combat and stuff and skills, it's using standard 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons, your meat and potatoes games, which is here's the basic rule. You guys say, I want to do X. I'll describe a situation. You'll say, I want to do X, and I'll be like, okay. Either you'll just do it because it's totally reasonable for you to do it, or I'll say, I need you to roll in order to achieve that. You'll roll the D20, and then we'll see what happens.
Okay.
Either you'll succeed or you'll fail. Regardless, something will have changed about the world as a result of that. As these guys can probably attest, I'll let you do most things as long as they're reasonable. Keyword being reasonable.
Okay.
I tried to convince you. I have tried to convince you so many times.
Well, you see, you can't just bullshit your way. We've been over this. You can't just bullshit your way through situations.
Well, you can.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you will.
In real life, when you're bullshitting your way through situations, at some point, somebody somewhere rolls a D20 to see if you succeed. It happens.
Just one big D&D.
God's up there just like
rolling the
Rolling
dice.
got the hot hands tonight. Natural 1. Looks like they're fired.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I would just like to say that when on our very first D&D campaign that we did, Jojo, myself, Danielle, and Holly, at one point Jojo had said, I think I had said something like, "You're trying to kill us," and Jojo was like, "No, I'm not trying to kill you. Like, I'm just here to tell you the things that happen. You make the decisions, and then whatever's going to go down is going to go down." And then 2 weeks later, Jojo said, "No lie, I'm going to kill you."
Well, I was speaking out of anger. No, but that's the other thing. I will try my best not to kill you.
Okay.
but I
but
will
It's not fun if we die
Yeah.
No, it's not
in
well,
school.
No.
It's not fun if you die in school. I'm
Real
trying
bad.
to avoid kids dying in
But
schools.
then you get to make up a whole scenario of like the memorial.
Oh, man.
You know,
Like big
did
old
you ever have a-
banners.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
true, that
yeah.
very somber assembly
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
people have to speak and they're like,
Assembly.
Right.
We have at least one assembly.
Do a pep
You're-
rally.
don't trust me. You're gonna have scores of all that shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Roll to take out a page in the yearbook for the dead student.
But yeah, so that's the basic thing. Is you'll say, I want to do this, and I'll figure out if it's possible. If it's possible and there's no problems with you trying it, you'll just do it. If it could fail, then I'll have you roll for it, and then we'll see what happens. And normally that comes up more in combat than anywhere else.
okay.
If this is anything like actual high school, I'm going to fail at every roll.
Well,
I know, right? I'm
oof,
going to get a
about
nat
that.
1 on everything.
So aside from that, the other thing that happens is you guys are in school, and there's certain difficulties on top of that because you're not like this isn't like a normal. Well, I wouldn't say normal, but this isn't like a D&D campaign where all you do is adventure. Like you're not out in the world adventuring. You're going to high school.
Yeah.
So, which sounds awful as I say it, but here's basically how it works.
We're 35 now. It's cool.
And I haven't decided if I'm going to give you guys like school schedules yet, but
Oh, that's what we were talking about.
I
like,
very
we have
well
the same
might.
classes
Oh, man.
together.
well, that's the thing.
Okay.
So basically, the way it'll work is every day, like to in the fiction of our story, during the day you're at school. So I'll ask you like, what do you do in school this day? And you can tell me. You can say like, I want, like the basic examples are like, I want to work on my grades, I want to work on my popularity, or I want to try to get an asset. All of those things are abstractions in our game. And I sent you guys some rules to that effect. That
I'm so,
basically
I
said,
have
like,
the most sinister smile on my face. Maybe it didn't look sinister, but it was sinister to me.
I felt
sinister.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because oh man.
So the way to think about it is
I
like,
got plans.
so an example would be like, okay, I'm like, what are you going to do in school today? You're like, well, I want to work on my popularity today. And I'll be like,
Just like real school.
and I'll be like, how do you want to do that? And you'll give me an example of the thing you want to do to see if to increase your popularity. And maybe we'll roll for it. Maybe we won't. But then I'll tell you what happened when you tried that. And then depending on if it's successful, you'll get some kind of resource value. Like you'll get a point of popularity, which sounds stupid, but it's the only way to quantify like the fiction of what we're doing.
Yeah.
So it's like you got a point of popularity, which in the game could mean this kid has a crush on you as a result of what you did.
I love
or
it.
someone important promised that they would vote for you in the school election or something like
Can
that.
I run
my
for class
gosh.
president or treasurer at some point?
Fuck yes, you
Hell
can.
yeah.
Oh my god.
wait,
You got my vote.
How many points do I get for crushing people's spirit?
Well, it depends. It depends on what the
Many
situation
people's
is.
spirit.
What if I want to increase my popularity by making people friendship bracelets?
That but then
Because
on-
I'm
on
wearing
that,
one that I made.
on that day. Then you would tell me that, and I'd be like, okay, we're gonna see what happens.
No one wants your bracelets. Get out. That's what's gonna
I'd be like,
happen.
roll a charisma check. You got a 2. Everyone hates you.
You're expelled.
So
Bracelets are stupid.
you're the kid with the unibrow in high
I just
school.
leave.
And then what happens is after we'll resolve that, you guys will get some resources, and then I'll be like, okay, it's after school. What do you want to do? Do you want to go and adventure? Do you want to go do something to like further the quest, which is you guys are going to obviously have, because there's like an overarching like there's a story, like there's going to be a threat and things that you're going to have to deal with.
High school's not a big enough threat. Jesus.
No, it's not. This is why it's fun. Because you have the
I'm
spinning
excited.
plates of being in school and the spinning plate of being an adventurer.
Yeah.
I'm talking a lot, which is
No, I need it to be explained to me.
so what'll happen is like, and this is one of those things that I always need whenever I play D&D is like, if you need to know like what is my quest, like what am I trying to achieve in terms of how do I win,
Yeah.
I can just tell you it's like you need to figure out this, you need to go do that.
We all lose our virginity on prom night.
Ooh, is that a
No.
quest? God damn it.
I mean,
We'll have to see. We'll have to see how good you guys do. But yeah, like the basic logic, because this is sort of different because it's like you guys are in a town and a school, and I'm giving you a lot of leeway in what you can do, because I'll just be like, okay, as long as it's reasonable within school or within this town, it's most likely possible, and then I'll have to resolve it. The trade-off is like there are certain things that will happen like in the story that you're going to have to deal with in some way in order to like make there be progress. And it's, you know, like if you've ever played a game where there's a quest
Yeah.
and you have some options on how to complete it, think of it like that. Like there is a quest, there's a thing you're trying to do in order to win the campaign. But the way that you solve that is highly variable. Does Does that sort of make sense?
Yeah.
I rollerblade to school every day.
Yeah, and
Popularity goes up.
that's not up to him. He has to roll, and it won't win.
God says
You have to roll a 30 on a D6. Good luck with that.
My inline skate
Rigged.
skill is like +10.
It is.
Meanwhile, my bracelets are selling out.
Oh.
This is like an episode of Saved by the Bell.
Pretty much, yeah. Are you guys? Does the school part make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. And other thing I didn't say is the reason you want resources is the resources take the place of an actual mechanic in D&D called the inspiration system. And inspiration is basically in 5th edition, you earn inspiration by basically doing something that the GM likes. That's the easiest way to explain
I take my
it.
shirt off.
Brown nosing.
Yeah.
Plus 15.
But what when you do a roll, you can say, I want to spend inspiration on this roll, and then you get to roll with advantage, which means you roll the D20 2 times and you pick the highest result, which is good if it's like something important. In order to kind of like use that system, you have these resources that you spend. So you're like, an example would be like, if you're out adventuring, I want to figure out what this book is trying to explain. Well, then you would roll for like intelligence, but then you can say, well, I have a point of grades. I'm going to apply that so I have advantage when I roll to figure out what this book is saying. So things like that. So like grades will be for like thinky stuff. Popularity will be for like social things, and assets will be kind of like a mix in. That's the replacement for tracking gold. So like, oh, this will get you an item, this will get you a service, things like that. There'll also be like events during school where you'll want those resources. Like something will happen during a given day, and it'll be like, do you have the ability to spend some resources on it? And I'll let you know when that happens. And if you don't have the resources to spend it, you'll probably lose, but then there'll be a result, and it'll be neat.
I have fantasy acne.
Roll charisma.
My dice broke.
Oh, D20. They love you anyway. Okay. So the other thing that I do in most of the games that I run is I have a system called tension dice, which these two know a lot about.
Yeah.
Basically, I'll have a cup or something, and as you guys explore and do stuff, I'll add a dice to it every time you tell me what it is you're going to do to reflect the passage of time.
Okay.
And after time has either passed enough or you've done something that draws enough attention, I'll roll those dice. And if they land on a 1 or I think it's a 0
0 or a 1, yeah.
something bad will happen.
Oh, good.
This was born out of us dicking around so long trying to figure out what we wanted to do, and
Yeah.
JoJo just got impatient.
Yeah, but it really works.
It does work.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
the thing you got to remember is as long as you're making choices, you're doing good. If you're sitting around paralyzed by all the possible choices you can make, that's bad.
It's basically like we'd be sitting like, oh, I don't know what to do, and like you're trying to talk to a girl in fantasy high school, and he rolls the tension dice, and he gets a 0 or 1, and he's like, oh, while you're talking to her, your pants fall down. And you'd be like, no.
Wiener falls off.
And your wiener falls off.
You get eaten by wild dogs.
Yeah, you rolled a lot of 0s and 1s on
I'm
that.
like, go.
Let's make you a new character. Okay, and now you're just confronted with more choices.
Did you hear about Jeremy, the exchange student whose wiener fell off?
Yeah, making characters in D&D is basically fantasy accounting. It's not the best.
Are we gonna have to track all of our currencies of sorts, or are you gonna
You
track
are,
that?
and you are gonna have to track it. And so, like I said, I wanted you guys to use the app, but
Oh.
there's no convenient way to do that. So I'll probably just print out character sheets for you and bring them
Oh, that
on the day of.
Also draw our characters, please.
Yeah, like that guy in that show.
That was they just watched the episode of the It Crowd with or the IT Crowd where they played D&D.
Yeah.
That
was great.
pretty great. It was pretty wonderful. But yeah, those are the basics of the world. Those are the special rules of our game. There's also some stuff related to like when you can rest in our game that's built around the fact that you're going to school every day. We can deal with that when it
I
happens.
fall asleep in math class.
You will pay the price. Yeah. So, any questions? You guys good?
Yeah. So you said I cannot be hot for teacher.
You cannot be hot for teacher.
Okay.
There's some things I'm not going to allow.
Okay. Cursing. Do we have any different rules in our regular D&D game because we're recording?
You can curse.
Sweet.
Just don't be stupid and don't say like
don't
a
say
slur.
slurs. Well, I'm not Kim.
The same
Kim's not here right now. It's fine.
the same basic rules of JoJo Has Fun the show apply.
Okay.
So
Oh wait, what are those rules? I never heard.
just
them.
don't say anything incredibly
Like
vulgar
ridiculous.
or racist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
just be like
Don't be a bad
just
dude.
be the person you are.
Yeah. Oh,
Don't
good.
try to be edgy.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
Don't try to be an edgelord wrist hands over here.
Danielle named her character Edgelord Wrist Hand.
Ooh.
In the other game, not in this one.
I feel attacked.
I don't
right
think
now.
we've. Are we going to talk about our characters before?
Yes.
Okay.
So this is I'm done talking now, and you guys can now tell me so there's bookkeeping stuff related to attributes and like the spells that you have if you're a spellcaster and things like that. Basic equipment is pretty much the same, other than like instead of having common clothes, you would most likely have like a
Give it like-
spring willow.
I was going to say like a uniform.
You have a uniform, yeah.
Yeah, sweet.
I don't know what those look like.
The
So,
cherry blossoms are falling at Spring Willow.
Ooh, I like
oh,
that.
that's cute.
the weebiest. I
That
love
is
it.
uwu as fuck.
Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah.
like about it. No, you'll have school uniforms, so you don't have like adventure. You have adventuring equipment, like if you're a fighter, you have chainmail, say, but
Oh, okay.
you have a uniform. That's what you wear. But yeah, this is the part where you guys can So you can't be hot for teacher. You can't. You can curse, but just don't go. Don't make me have to bleep things. Other questions? Anybody?
I
No.
don't think so.
Can
Can I have a beer?
Yeah.
Of course.
Wait, no, you got to roll.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, roll a
Okay,
d20.
hold on.
Emma got
Oh,
Jojo brought Emma
so
dice.
nervous. Yeah. I don't know what to do.
It's a tropical IPA in there.
Yeah,
so
go ahead.
it's-
Are you sure?
Yeah, go
ahead.
for it. I got them specifically because you were coming, Emma.
Yeah.
Danielle tried to bogart him because she was like, Emma doesn't drink.
I've never seen Danielle drink beers.
Danielle doesn't drink beer.
I feel
Danielle
you're a
drinks wine.
Diet Coke person.
I am, because alcohol tastes like fucking shit, dude. So
But
That's because you don't drink enough of it.
I don't feel like that's a problem.
It's like wine. The first glass of wine sucks. Each successful glass
gotten
of wine
past
after.
one.
Yeah, I know, because you're not.
every time you drink a glass of wine, it's like da 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 da
Yeah.
da.
Danielle is very much not. Danielle, although does like Long Island iced tea. No. And
Those are dangerous.
yeah, Danielle doesn't drink except for one glass of wine or 80 shots of tequila. That is the only two things she'll drink.
Where's that Danielle?
oh, we can.
Why don't I know that Danielle?
It's too
Ooh,
dangerous.
maybe
She's
she'll come out in high school.
You know what? That's
character.
totally true.
Yeah.
That's the thing is what because we got to make characters and it was very hard because I basically made my character on the fly when we were eating Thai food, and it was hard to kind of balance between trying to make a character that was not an entire reflection of who I thought I was in high school, but also it's like I still don't have a very clear idea of who I was in high school, so I don't know what's fantasy for me and what's like reality for me.
Just pick, you can literally just pick whatever, and you'll be.
Well, I did. I already went through it, so
So you're all good to go then.
you took notes. We were there. You were there.
I did, but you're gonna go over it on when we're talking. So
I mean, my thought process, if it's helpful to anyone, is I just was like, who's the person who, if I myself, age 30, could go back to high school, what would I want to do
who would you be?
to my class?
Your character is a dick, though.
Yes, because I hated I hated the people.
Your character's an asshole. Got it and won.
right? I've wanted this for so long.
If we're gonna go if we're gonna go what we actually wanted to be in high school, my character would not have told everybody how much he loved Radiohead at the time. So
Oh, Jeff.
Well, don't worry, because we're gonna have fantasy Radiohead playing a concert in the school.
Oh.
I can't wait to shoegaze fantasy shoegaze.
So who wants to talk about their person first? Like, there's statistics and shit that I'll have to work out, but I honestly, and I this might be sacrilege to people who play Dungeons and Dragons. Your attributes, your ability scores, you're probably better off just letting me pick those. For
Yeah,
you,
I'm
because
down with that.
otherwise,
I'm not worried about that.
you'll pick a fight and get killed instantly.
Yeah, that's fine.
So at least that way, like, if something bad happens roll wise, then we know why. But based on what everyone's sort of picked for their basic classes, it should be fine. So who wants to talk about their person first?
I
don't.
Danielle's got a pretty strong
Yeah.
character that she's already fleshed out.
I've been
Yes.
sitting on this person for
So-
a while.
So Danielle has opted to be a warlock. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Yes. So you are a warlock. Tell me some basic identifying information about your warlock.
Okay, hi, my name is that's actually not the accent I'm going to use.
You were gonna do some sort of southern,
I
weren't
was
you?
going to do Southern Belle.
Yeah,
Yes. Danielle voice number
Yes.
one.
Southern dance.
The OG. My name is Saltimus Maximus, and I won't do the whole thing in character. Yeah, she just half elf. I don't know if that ever got confirmed.
I'll let you be a half elf.
You'll allow it.
That's fine.
I'll
You can be a
allow it.
And her name is Saltimus Maximus. That was
She identifies as female.
she does.
Confirmed by Fizzy, who
Yes.
thought there was no better name than Saltimus Maximus.
Yeah, it has
True.
Fizzy's
The Fizzy approval.
What does Saltimus look like? Hair color, eye color, skin color.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I didn't think about
Yeah,
that.
I'm like shit. over here right
I just
now.
kind of pictured her as like super Anglo, like Germanic, like pale face, pale hair. Don't look at me like I'm describing myself.
I know. I'm like,
Let me look at my character doodle, and it's like a compact mirror. Yeah, that seems right. What color are Saltimus's eyeballs?
Black.
Okay, like her soul.
Like her soul. Yes.
Yeah. So what was the background you chose for old Saltimus?
So she is a rich motherfucker.
oh my god.
Entitled as shit.
Are we friends?
Well,
I don't know.
Oh god.
that'll be the last thing we sort of figure
just-
out.
Are we friends?
Probably not. No.
Definitely, that's something that we're going to need to discuss. Yeah. So you're a rich kid.
Yes.
That's sort of the basics.
I mean, this is, if anyone gets a Gilmore Girls reference, this is definitely like Paris
Oh
Geller.
god.
OG Paris Geller, like
Okay.
first season
Yeah,
Paris
yeah, yeah.
Geller.
Yeah, that
Long
seems
straight
right.
hair, just no fun.
Just a fucking asshole.
Yes,
to
I love
everyone.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And let's flesh out this character a little more. So, what do you live at home? Does
Yes.
Saltimus live at home?
Yeah, but my parents are divorced. I live with my dad. He doesn't really pay attention to what's happening, so I kind of do whatever I want.
What do you do? Because you have, because if you're a rich kid, you have the ability to do whatever you want
Yes.
after school.
Yes.
So, like, what do you do?
Generally, I do things that other people can't afford to do.
Wait, this is sort of unrelated. Is your dad human or elven?
Oh, which parent is the elf?
It doesn't matter super much. I'm just curious.
I'm gonna say Daddy Elf.
Okay.
Oh, Daddy Elf. Thank you. Oh.
Yeah.
And your mom doesn't live with you. Does she live in town?
Nah, she's like in that other fancy sounding place.
Orlando.
Oh, really? Okay.
You can find out a reason why.
That will.
Then you'll just be like a waving motion with her hand. Yeah. You
Yeah.
you're like
Build the world.
you're like a producer on the Transformers movie. Yeah. Just tell
Well,
me
no,
what
I didn't. That as the person confounding with the story, that's interesting to me that your mother would be in Celestria. That's cool. Okay.
just
So
happy that you used a previous thing that he made.
no, because like,
Brown noser.
Well,
just
no.
trying to buddy
you
up
guys
in
can all
DM.
do that kind of shit.
I can't.
I don't know enough.
Emma's already eaten her dice.
How do these work? Okay, no, but so you live with your dad who doesn't pay much attention to you.
Yeah, and I don't really. I have like the one token friend, and we're not really friends because I don't like anybody.
Now, you say that. Does this person know that?
That I don't really like them.
Yes. Do they feel that the friendship is fake, or do they feel the friendship is?
Are you a sociopath?
It depends on how they feel about being like subtly put down a lot.
Have
Okay.
you seen Big Mouth?
Yes.
It's like, yeah,
Yes,
okay, I know exactly what.
Yep.
Okay.
It's that.
I don't remember their names offhand.
What's your friend's name? Actually,
I think I said it at dinner. I think. Oh no, that was my pony.
Yeah, your pony has a specific name.
yeah, we got a whole thing for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Danielle was just rapping off the top of her
I
dome
feel
Yeah.
at dinner.
I'm prepared.
Off the
Don't worry,
dome.
this is just improv.
Okay,
You're fine.
good.
It really
Well,
is,
I'm
but the thing is, like the things you say become the rules of the
Yeah.
earth.
Yeah, it's great.
That's what happens a lot when Danielle plays. Danielle's like, I take my pants off and pee on everybody. Okay, that's what you do. No, 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 no.
All right, you've started peeing.
You're
Roll for
going.
dexterity to see who you hit.
Roll for dexterity.
No, but did you give your friend a name? You
his
don't
name-
have to.
I'm gonna name him Fizzle.
Fizzle.
Ooh.
Very well.
That's quite the name of the underling.
Fizzle,
like,
fizzle, and
Fizzle.
salt.
little Igor type of name.
Yeah.
So okay, so you said like I'm guessing you don't really like the other kids in school.
Nah, I think I'm better than all of them.
Thinks better.
Which that part is accurate to how I was in high school.
Sure it was. I've seen your diary. So
That is some
Oh, it's
real
rough stuff.
talk.
some zodiac looking shit right
Yeah.
there.
Jesus.
How come every diary entry starts with a revenge list? No. So you think you're better than other kids in school?
Yeah.
Are you good at school?
I'm like one of those people who's good without trying.
Yeah. So that's what I kind of.
Like those insufferable people who are just like, I didn't study for the quiz. I got an A+.
Yeah.
Like-
So it's. I feel like your class is a warlock, which is like a smartsy, more thinky class. So that makes sense. Okay. How do you feel about the town of Springwillow that you live in?
That garbage.
Did you grow up in Springwillow or no?
I did.
Okay. You don't like
Townie, you're a townie.
I'm a townie, but
Townie.
but you don't like it too much.
oh no, Springwood is small potatoes.
All right. What's your favorite thing to do in town?
Shit on people.
Just pick on people. Yeah. I can see
Yeah,
that as a
actually.
thing that you would do.
Yeah, just
Not
hang out
the
and like,
character Salt. I mean, just you, Danielle. If you
That is
if you
true.
were a warlock,
that is really true.
which
yes.
the jury's out.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Enjoy just messing with the townsfolk.
Messing with shitting on the
right?
town. That's
yes,
what she
shitting
said.
on them,
You know what?
stealing their
You know what?
possessions,
Yes.
and then
Hang
being
on.
like,
Let me
"Come at me."
retcon
Catch
this.
these hands.
Enjoy just shitting on the townsfolk. Okay. Okay. That's a goodly amount of things.
That's a lot.
And actually, I think that covers all the basic questions.
We did leave out my pony, but that's fine.
No, that's what we're going to talk about now. So you're a warlock.
Yeah,
You said you had a pony,
yeah.
and I let you originally choose like what background, like why you have a pony.
Oh yeah, my summoning.
I'm going to have control over that actually.
Ooh.
but I had such a nice forest summoning
Don't
moment.
no. Don't, that still happened.
Okay,
but,
okay, good.
but so tell me about your pony.
Yeah. So
Oh, just so we're clear, warlocks get a little familiar, like a
Yeah.
god,
yeah.
like a some kind of being, like grants warlocks their power, and usually it's like it ranges on if they're good or bad. They're usually bad, and they manifest in different ways. And Danielle has opted for her being that's granting her power is a pony that can talk.
Yes. But here's the thing, like he only looks like a pony. Like he's kind of a pony in name, but like has like velociraptor teeth
Okay.
and claws. But
Is it
they,
like it's like Salem, kind of? Because Salem in the new one, Salem like turned into kind of a monster when danger arose. Yeah,
Really?
in the new Sabrina at the corn maze.
I
haven't
don't remember any
watched
corn
it.
maze. Oh shit!
Spoils.
That was from
I know.
season one. Season one.
I'm gonna have to watch this so I know how to kill you guys.
Well,
Yeah.
I just like when you say that like warlocks are like they're familiar. They're like they have a familiar. I'm just like picturing a warlock who's just always trying to hug somebody that they don't know
Oh,
that
yeah.
well.
You know, right?
Trying
you
to
my
get familiar.
I actually think in the canon of D&D, like sorcerers have familiars and warlocks don't, but fuck it, you have a horse that can talk to you.
Yeah, but in like every other like fantasy thing, it's
Yeah,
like
it's like-
warlocks have the
Whatever.
minion.
Yeah,
You know what I
whatever.
mean?
Yeah,
yeah.
Danielle has a talking horse and she's a warlock.
Yeah,
I need
I'm
something more than
badass.
just being a
It's
sorcerer.
fantasy.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
he's a velociraptor with teeth and claws.
Yeah.
And you said you summoned him in the woods when you were in a girl.
Yeah, as a 16th birthday party gift to myself, I
To yourself,
summoned
so
a
sad.
familiar.
So sad.
How big is this pony? Because I imagine it was like a
Yeah.
a mini
you couldn't
pony.
ride it, but it's
Yeah,
mini
like
pony.
a mini pony. Yeah. But, you know.
Little Sebastian.
Oh yes.
Yeah, if little Sebastian was a
Yeah.
bloodthirsty killer, yeah.
Well,
And that and thus explains why. Now this is the other question I had. Do people know that you are a warlock, that you have this pony?
They don't know about the pony yet. I'm saving him for.
Which
Special
which is
moment.
important because
Prom.
if no one knows,
No one goes with her to prom. She takes the pony instead.
I needed a
no,
date.
no one can see it, so she just poses for the fantasy prom picture, and it's just her by herself like this, with her arm over something
Yeah.
that's not there. Yeah, no one knows. So no one knows you're a warlock. To an outside observer, you're just like a wizard.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
Yeah. I don't want them to know.
And if you guys noticed, that was one class I didn't let anyone be. No one can be a wizard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been a
Yeah,
wizard
I didn't
twice.
like that.
so-
Yeah. Well,
you want me to go to fantasy?
I gave
school,
you-
won't
No
let me be a
wizard?
fucking wizard.
okay. Sorcerer, warlock, cleric, bard.
I'm a bard. Well, we'll
got
get
magic.
To me, we'll get to me later. I'm jumping the gun. I'm jumping the gun.
You know what's great is I'll tell you about it in a second.
Okay.
Only other thing is DM, I have to ask your permission to call my pony Genuine.
Genuine?
Ooh, yes.
How do you spell it?
What?
What?
How do you spell it?
The
Genuine or genuine?
Genuine.
W-I-N-E is the
Yeah, G-I-N-W. Wait, G-I-N-U.
This is canon, so you have to get it right.
G-I-N.
G-I-N-U-W-I-N-E.
Yeah,
I almost air
Genuine.
spelled it. I'm like, genuine.
Can you see my backwards writing in here?
I cannot wait for that plot point to resolve. But okay, so
God,
that's
his wheels are turning. Did you see that?
it's. I already. You know what's
Pony look like this
Well,
because that's
yes.
genuine.
Yeah, that's what genuine
Yeah,
looks like.
it's
Take
what.
a look.
Yeah, it looks like genuine in the eyes. man.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
No, but what's great is I know what's going to happen with that pony now, and even I, as the person who knows it, is excited for it. So that's a good sign.
Do we have to sing out that we're riding?
Do we get to
It's gonna be like a Tinkerbell thing where the pony's dying and we have to sing "Come On," like riding a pony
Yeah,
to help him stay alive.
I would have you sing "Come On,
crying
Eileen"
through
but
the
that's just
lyrics.
me.
Riding my pony.
My saddle. Yeah, I'll need to pick out. There'll be some spells to pick and things like that, but we can work that out. But yeah, so Saltimus Maximus. We'll figure out how you relate to these two jokers once we figure out who they are.
I'm gonna call you Salty.
Speaking of which,
Girl,
let's
salty.
talk about that. So who wants to go next?
Me?
I mean, if you know yours, I
go.
reckon go. Okay. Excuse me. So I'm a Rouge.
You're a Rouge.
Rouge. The Bat Rouge from Sonic the Hedgehog.
They do it.
Yeah.
I'm a beginner's rogue, and I was thinking about it, how I was classifying my character to you, and I actually found a way to illustrate it. If Ron Weasley was actually smart, and if Ron Weasley was socially intelligent,
Whoa. You
Yeah.
leave him alone.
Okay, well let's start with the brass tacks. What's your Rouge's name?
my Rouge's name, and I honestly have still not thought of it, but I'll throw it out right now.
Don't overthink it. It really doesn't matter. Remember, you're playing with someone named Salt. So
I want to give him a cool name. His name's Hemlock.
Hemlock.
Yeah.
Is that a
Right.
nickname?
There's a Hemlock Street I deliver on.
Oh,
know
sweet.
I know where that
call
is.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I introduced myself as.
What? Oh God, you're that
You're
kid.
that kid.
My name's
yes.
DJ Hemlock.
But people
Can
call
I-
me.
Can I pick your last name?
Yeah,
Please.
go for it.
Jones. Your name is.
Hemlock Joe.
That sounds like a Disney Plus show.
It sure does.
Which is
Your name is
weird
Hemlock Jones,
because
and that's
of what
canon.
my character's name is, and what my character's. Okay, you go. It's a very Disney theme for me.
What?
Excellent.
What is
Yeah.
what is Hemlock Jones a boy, girl, or other?
He is a boy.
Is a boy?
Yeah.
Him, him.
He, him, they.
Okay. What?
That does.
I'll take gender. I'll take pronoun non-general.
What hair color, eye
Take 'em
color,
all.
skin color? Actually, what race did you pick?
I think he's just a human.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm keeping it simple because I had Ron Weasley in my head when I was
And
describing.
he's
it before.
just a human,
Yeah.
so fuck him,
He's
right?
the
Yeah.
justice.
just a human. So I pictured. Have you watched Gravity Falls?
I have not watched Gravity Falls.
What's wrong with you?
When the fuck do I have the time when I'm building a D&D world for you fucks?
How many episodes of the
Real.
Adventure Zone have you managed to listen to in the last 2 weeks? You fuck.
Yeah.
It's-
Well, got you there.
I'm
Also, can I
just so
have
we're
my-
clear, I'm almost done with the diversity arc. Yes, you can have.
Okay, well, here's-
yes, you can have it back. I'm sorry.
Okay, no, I don't want the Avatar DVDs back until you fucking watch them.
I know you
damn
gotta
it.
watch them. They're
Watch
good.
them.
When do I have time?
dude.
Anyway, sorry.
Right,
go on.
Anyways.
you guys, we're getting real off.
Yeah, we're okay. we're off the pasture.
Okay.
Let's bring
And
it back.
I'm the one saying that, and I'm hopped up on like weed and cough syrup and half this tropical ale.
Got that hemlock rolling.
delicious.
So, okay, so there is a character in Gravity Falls whose name is Robbie.
Oh, right.
Yeah, who is very much your quintessential, like wearing a hoodie all the time, black hair, looks like he goes to Hot Topic mid 2000s, right? When Hot Topic was good.
God.
Take that,
Debatable,
but make it more likable. So, because my character is.
Yeah, what was your background?
So, my character's background is that he's very charismatic, but he gets by because people like him.
Yeah, so mechanically, what background did you pick? I just want you to say it out loud.
Okay, so my character comes from a big family
Uh-huh.
that live in like the middle of nowhere. So that's what I was thinking of Ron Weasley.
Okay.
Is it's like a house full of redheads
Uh-huh.
in the middle of nowhere.
Yep.
I don't like my family. I'm like completely ignored by them. So I'm constantly seeking out attention and I'm constantly seeking out confirmation from everybody at school. I'm not like outright thirsty for it, but that's like the subtle. That's like that's like
You should just be out.
You're a thirsty bitch.
for it. It's
Yeah.
funnier.
you know
But go on.
I'll be thirsty for it. Yeah.
Oh,
Like
I
I
love it.
Also,
Yeah.
you know what? No, I can't say that. You're not outright thirsty, but you're thirsty
But
adjacent.
it's there.
I'm thirsty where it
That's the temp.
it bubbles up on occasion where you see the real
That's
thirst.
the hard choice you'll have to make.
Oof.
Roll to thirst.
Yikes.
Oh God, drink. But like my character is, he doesn't try. Like you know that guy in school who was like smart and everyone's like, if you just applied yourself, you could go so far. And they're like, nah, I just want to listen to fantasy Radiohead.
oh my god.
and not
Here
do
we
that.
Go.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Oh, okay. So, I didn't account
So-
for that.
well,
So
so-
you're like a slacker.
It's not like a blatant slacker, but like so I'm trying to think of a character in fiction that like you can really relate him to. Ferris Bueller, but not as annoying.
Oh,
First of all, I'm just kidding.
I did not like-
I agree. I
Yeah.
agree.
So like Ferris Bueller is a character that like is conniving and manages to like
but
not do
everyone
the-
likes him.
Yeah, but also sadly enough, as a viewer, I never liked Ferris Bueller.
No.
I
It's not
like
too much of yourself.
I
then.
didn't
yeah.
either.
Imagine if you took Cameron and Ferris Bueller and created them into one person.
Aw, that'd be kind of
Yeah.
So,
tolerable.
yeah.
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 I think it's really fascinating to hear that all the characters that Jeff has chosen are like these annoying characters if they were good.
Yeah.
Okay. I think originally we described like your character, the background that I have listed is like the favorite student, which would be in 5th edition language the folk hero.
Yeah, I think that's what you
Yeah.
said.
So that's we'll stick with that.
That's
I
the
think
thing
that's
is
so fair.
I look out for the little guy. I wanted
To do right.
to do right by
Yeah.
people who are like under
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah. Let's do the breakdown questions because you kind of answered them somewhat, but like do you don't live at home?
No,
Okay.
I'm happy to be at Spring Willow.
Live at the dorms in Spring Willow.
Yeah.
And you like the town?
Oh, I'm just happy to be in a town.
Yeah. Oh, so you weren't so So Hemlock wasn't from a big from.
No, like our family just lived in the woods. Like it was just a house in the woods on its own. We were straight up prepping.
Wow.
So imagine like somebody who lives again,
Like doomsday preppers.
not like doomsday preppers, but like remember when we were in Sweden?
Yes.
and
the tiny house.
Yes,
Oh,
not the
the
tiny
tiny
house.
house.
We were watching a show in the tiny house where it was like they went to somebody's home in the woods that they were going to go fix up, and it was just like a house that they had to have completely self-reliant because there was no infrastructure to the area.
Wow. Yeah, I remember that.
It's like that. Think of the Weasleys' house.
Yeah, okay.
Oh my God, we're really.
Okay, did
going
you just
hard on
watch
Rome.
Harry Potter?
And I'm going really hard on it.
I'm so hard for it right now.
Read my fan fiction.
Oh, I will.
Did you? So how do you?
Email is.
So you like the school?
Yeah.
You said you like the students.
Yeah.
Do you have a friend? Do you have friends? Lots of friends.
I have a lot of, I think we discussed it. I have a lot of like very friendly acquaintances, but I would say nobody is like a real confidant.
Okay.
Like I have no real like, bro.
Do you have a roommate?
I think we said yes.
Yeah, you said. I think you said you
Who's
had.
the-
Well, I want you to say it. So you have.
Yeah, I have a
so remember,
roommate because I'm in the
comes
dorms.
canon.
I'm in the dorms, so I have to have a roommate.
So you have a roommate. I don't know that we picked a name for him, but I will think of that. And he was a jock.
Yes, that's
you
right.
said.
He was a popular jock dude.
He was a lovable jock.
A lovable. He was a jock with a heart
Two
of gold.
popular bros living in the same place. Wow.
But one more socially accepted than the
Love
other.
it.
Drama.
Just love it.
Drama.
Feeling it.
He's gonna have to decide between the football game and me.
What do you?
Bro.
What is?
Dickhead.
What? So okay, this may get into why, but what does Hemlock Jones do for fun in the town?
Hemlock Jones. I forgot that was your name.
Cannon.
What does he do for fun in the town?
Yeah.
I think he likes to be aware of everything that's happening.
So he just likes to just like skulk around.
He likes to like always be where there. He likes to be around and always
Be
have
where the
information.
action is?
Kinda like you ever like know that person who just like always seems to know what happened
Yeah.
here, there, or everywhere. Like somebody who just has their
That sounds
finger on
like
the
a
pulse.
Hemlock Jones.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like,
He's always going to be like,
knows.
oh, did you hear about Susie and Jenny? Yeah, man, they totally got busted yesterday smoking behind the Dairy Queen.
Is he a gossip?
He's not a gossip because he's not sharing it outright, but he just knows information because it's almost like currency. He's not using it for ill, but it's sort of like always in the back
Well,
of
he
his
did.
pocket.
He did liken it to currency.
I likened it to
That's
currency.
pretty suspect.
Yeah.
Pretty transactional.
Okay.
He li-
That's incredibly transactional.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, it's okay if your character has like.
I think he's kind
some
of like
negativity.
Yeah, no, I think he's sort of like chaotic, not maybe chaotic good or chaotic neutral.
I don't pay attention to that shit too much, but
Alright.
I would argue it's more like chaotic neutral.
Yeah.
Which is annoying. It's more like actually like
All the neutrals were annoying.
neutrals are super annoying.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's more chaotic than
He has the potential. He's just a high school student. Give him
Yeah,
time to
it's-
grow.
Hey, give him a shot.
Yeah.
He might surprise you.
Yeah.
So you also said that so your class is rogue.
Yeah.
Why rogue?
Because I couldn't be a fucking wizard.
Preach, brother.
You can cast.
I know. I still kind of don't know.
Okay,
When we get to me.
When we flesh out the entirety of your character's background in 5 minutes, yes, we will.
But this is, I'm leaving. I'm making maps, but leaving blank
Okay,
spaces. That's
so
the logic.
I chose Rogue because I hadn't done a melee class
Okay.
as far as when we played. But also, I thought that Rogue has a very specific personality, like it's akin to a certain type of personality in fiction,
Oh, like a swashbuckler type.
or like
Swart.
like the sneaky, the conniving, the person. Like yeah, there's characteristics that go with Rogue that are kind of
So what? Well, okay. So in the fiction, like Hemlock is a rogue.
Yeah.
Like, when did he figure? Because like, I mean, the thing to remember is like, rogues are like, you're not just a brigand or a thief. Like you're a rogue.
I think-
there's like it's heroic. So like, why? Like why did he pick that?
I think it's because I think in some small way because he came from a big family and he always went unseen.
Oh, that's neat.
And he was able, and then he just started like learning how to utilize that to get information on his siblings and be able to sort of work within his family of like 10 kids to, despite the fact that he's not noticed, still have some sort of power or
okay.
have some sort of like
It sounds like he's the kind of guy who like either goes on to be like one of those life coach talkers. What are they called?
life coach talkers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the ones on the-
Motivational speaker.
motivational speakers.
Yeah.
Yeah, or like your friendly neighborhood like
Sociopath.
sure
A politician or
or a politician, or just that guy like Tommy that everybody knows.
yeah, it's weird because we have a friend named Tommy, and that's who I was thinking of when you brought him up. And our friend Tommy is like a person who Tommy, I love you.
If he just applied himself.
He's like everybody who meets him loves him, and you can't necessarily say why because he's not doing anything to make you. He's not trying to win you. There's just something about his personality that you're just like, huh, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Mike liked him. Kim's husband, Mike.
Wow.
He hates all of us.
That's true.
Loved Tommy.
Me? He hates me too?
Probably.
Probably.
Emma Haney, greatest of foes.
Nemesis.
Okay. So what does Hemlock Jones look like?
He's small and slight.
Okay, so he's thinner. What color is his hair?
I
If you
don't want to
say red, I'm gonna be.
I'm not gonna
pissed.
say
Been
red.
referencing-
A redhead rogue would be fascinating.
That would
But
be
yeah,
kind
you
of
can pick
fun.
whatever you want.
Some of us have red hair. Some of our characters.
Not talk
do.
shit on gingers.
I kind of want to make him stand out in weird ways, which kind of would lend to his skills as being able to kind of blend. I want to make his hair like that white ass, like Guardians looking,
Malfoy?
like Jack Frost looking hair.
Oh, so you're not so Saltimus is not the only platinum blonde
Apparently
in
we're
this
the
group.
Yeah, that's why she hates me.
we're the
Pull it off
Aryan-
better.
the Aryan front over here.
What eye color?
I'm gonna say like hazel or brown, like non-distinct.
And skin color.
I mean, just yeah,
What you are?
yeah, what I am.
Okay.
Try and guess what that is, everybody.
The answer is peach.
With little splotches all over the arm.
Hey, I
We'll
feel it.
save that.
Yep, same.
Like you touch my skin and it turns like
Yeah, it
7
does
different
weird colored things.
colors of
Yeah.
and then back to one.
You just pinch it till it's the one you want.
Yep, pretty much.
It hurts. Okay, so I'll take care of Hemlock Jones, and I'll do his stats in a little bit. I'll make sure he's patched up to being slightly overpowered,
Hell yeah.
as all rogues are in all media.
World of Warcraft.
Damn right. And that just leaves Emma
Me.
of Emma.
Bard Haney.
Emma,
Old Barty.
Emma, a bard. So you asked to be a bard. You asked to be a bard in a different game that you were never able to make. So you just transferred over being a bard still.
Yeah.
What we'll start at the base. What race is your bard?
A human.
Human. What is your bard's name?
Ren Stevens. I've been watching hella Disney Plus.
Is that a character in Disney?
You've never seen Even Stevens?
I have not.
That's
Yeah.
the one with Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah.
Shia LaBeouf?
Yeah, that's where you got to start.
That's where he got his beef.
Yeah.
Ren Stevens, the chick who played her, is also Kim Possible. Yeah. You're welcome,
Possible, yeah.
viewers, listeners.
How is Ren spelled? R-E-N? I'm
R-E-N.
gonna spell it
Cool.
W-R-E-N so
That's
Disney
fine.
doesn't sue us.
Yeah.
And it'll be Stevens with a PH.
That's right. That's fine.
Played by
Steffens.
Emma.
Ren Steffens.
This is the thrift store toy version.
I'm going to be
Go to Chinatown and get these.
I got this doll at the Dollar Tree. Okay. And she, her.
Yes.
Okay. Hair color.
Okay. Red.
Okay.
Because so what's like the bard thing again? You have to remind me.
So a bard, they cast spells by playing music. That's the basic way to think about it. And it's like they cast spells through performance. So it's like they can tell a story and cast a spell. They can recite like poetry and cast a spell. Normally they play an instrument. And in fact, I think every bard is supposed to be playing an instrument when they cast. But it's just you cast spells through performance and you're sort of a rogue and you have a lot of skills.
sweet.
Yeah. You just don't you also tend to be like in a situation where you don't have the perfect person to solve a problem, as if you have a bard, you're usually okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Jack of all trades.
Yes.
Love it.
Yes.
Got it. So I want to be like the class clown, that kind of thing.
That is
'Cause
one of the
that's-
backgrounds.
Right.
Class clown.
Well, because I just read in the thing that you gave us, it was like if you have a musical instrument, whatever, you get like a plus, whatevs.
Yep. Yep.
Personality wise, have you seen Pepper Ann?
Pepper Ann?
Yes, Pepper Ann. She's just marching in her own parade.
Yes.
1 in a million.
Best. Best.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to look this up.
Yes. Oh, gee, all you need to watch is
delight.
the opening song,
Oh my
and you'll
God.
get it. You'll know
Okay.
exactly what I mean.
Class clown. Think Pepper Ann. Okay. Let's.
Think parentheses.
Okay.
Think pepper.
So let's. Okay. So we have Ren Steve WREN.
Yes. Yes.
We can call her Dubs for short if that gets confusing.
fine.
Disney Plus.
That's what people call me.
So they really.
Dubs.
That would be great, actually. Okay, let's go through the gamut. So you're a bard. You're in school. Do you live in Springwillow?
I live in the town.
Do you live with your family?
Yes.
Okay.
My parents met at the school. Very supportive parents. I come from a very good home.
So you're like a legacy.
Yes.
They have to donate every year. Also, I just came back. All I heard was Emma getting us constantly flagged by both Nickelodeon and Disney.
Yes. Yes.
We're gonna get through this.
I'm sorry, you guys. I've been sick and I've been watching a lot of TV.
My best friend's name is the Mandalorian.
Yeah. The child is my
Familiar is baby.
is
I have
my
a
familiar.
I have a baby named Yoda. Okay, so your parents are a legacy. Are your parents like well off?
Middle of the road.
Okay, what do they do?
They work in the town.
Bureaucrats?
Yeah.
They just have to work at like an office
Yeah.
job, a
Yeah.
fantasy office job.
Yes, a fantasy, which is not a fantasy. Believe
Finish those
me.
fantasy taxes.
Believe me.
I need those fantasy TPS reports.
TPO, yeah.
By the way, if I can't think of a cool name for something, I will just throw the word fantasy in front of
That's
it.
fine.
Fine.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say you wind up at the Mystic Apocalypse. You go to Fantasy CVS.
Yeah, fantasy
right.
DMV.
To get your fantasy
Yeah.
prescription.
Yes.
Okay,
That's you know
fine.
what? That's where they work. They work at the fantasy DMV.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
yes.
They always have to help at the pharmaceuticals.
You know
because-
what's great is it would not take me much to make that fit perfectly, but it's easier to understand Fantasy DMV.
Yeah.
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 Department of Magical Vehicles.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a very Piers Anthony thing. If anyone's ever read Piers Anthony.
No one has.
Okay, just
Pale horse. Okay, so parents work at the Fantasy Department of Magical Vehicles.
Yes.
Do you like the town? Do you like living in this town?
No, I want to get out of there
How come?
because I just want bigger things for myself. I don't want to end up at the DMV. You know.
all right.
Don't want to be a bureaucrat.
No.
Meh.
Break the wheel.
So it's like if someone were to ask you like where do you see yourself in a year, you would be like, I'm traveling the
Yep.
world. I'm seeing what's out there.
I'm just
big
out there
world cars."
singing my songs, slaying them demons, monsters.
Personal ones as well as real demons.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think of the other students at Springwillow?
Yeah.
All right. I get along with everybody,
It's true.
but
You
I'm
are-
like
you are the
like a
class clown.
social chameleon. I can fit in.
Everyone likes the person who can tell jokes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I've learned in real life.
Notice this is a comedy show and all of us are perfectly emotionally stable.
It's a room full of people who got C in conduct in school.
Grades are A.
Yeah.
Citizenship needs improvement.
Remember, that was like the worst grade I always got was a C in conduct.
Ren Dubs Steffens is. Cowboy the Cat came out because he wants lots of food. Okay. And you don't like the town too much. What do you do for fun in the town of Springwillow?
Fantasy meth.
What's that?
No fantasy math.
Fantasy meth, fantasy weed. I don't know. See, I didn't put this deep of kind of thought in.
Well, just
Help me out.
say whatever you would say.
I
Whatever
put
comes to
video
mind.
games.
Okay, you play video games.
Wait, are there video games?
We can say there's a fantasy arcade with games of chance.
That's fine.
None of us are doing like school activities, I guess. Do we choose that later on?
No,
or-
well, that's the thing, right? Like, if you wanted to say like,
I'm in arts. I'm in.
you could say I'm in fantasy art club, and then they're like, okay, then now I as the DM know I have to make sure there's an art club, but there will be an art club. Like that's the thing, right? Like, you don't have to think of all that kind of stuff right now.
Okay.
I like the idea of me hanging out in a fantasy arcade with games of chance.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
I feel like
cool.
that's real.
Yeah, fantasy arcade with games of chance.
You have a
Not
gambling problem.
necessarily a casino, but it all depends on
Pretty
who's
close.
clocked in.
We all know. Yeah.
That's where you spend your time. Why is your character? I mean, you said class clown, so everyone likes you.
Yeah.
Why is your character like a bard? Like why? Like when did you discover that you could do magic by playing an instrument or telling stories?
Oh my God.
America's got. Fantasy World's got
Well, that
talent.
just-
Fantasy World's
Yeah.
Got Talent.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
You'd be like Kim, where Kim was like, what was it, Little Miss Vermont or something?
So let's try it this way. Did you discover your abilities on accident or were
Yes.
You, okay.
You know, just playing around on the old lute,
As you do.
and then my cat burst into flames. And I was like, oh, damn.
Well, shit.
Well, looks
Got a little magic in her.
your mom sees it and it's like, we're gonna get you lessons.
Yeah. We need to get you lessons.
If you're gonna keep screwing around with that thing, we're getting you lessons.
yeah.
Let's say
If I have to hear this fucking thing.
Yeah, it's like you
all
have a guitar
day.
and you're fucking with it. You're
Yeah.
just like, God, we're going to guitars. We're going to Fantasy Guitar Center.
Oh,
Yeah.
I hate
Yeah.
Fantasy Guitar Center.
They're the worst. Those guys are the most.
I hate.
Don't get me started.
I don't even want to check out because I don't want to have to talk to you behind the counter.
Yeah.
And so, like, so yeah, you're, so yeah, did your parents get you lessons? Like, did they have you learn? Like,
Yes.
Who was your tutor? What was your tutor like?
Oh my God, JoJo.
Just say whatever. You can say whatever.
You know, just like a typical, like you could tell, like he's probably hit the fantasy acid a little too much in his.
Oh,
youth.
so it's like you had like a crunchy bardic tutor.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
He was all, I'd say like a deadhead,
Nice.
whatever a fantasy deadhead.
I fucking love that.
That is great.
This guy will show up in
That's
this
and
game.
then I'll be like, hey man, yeah.
Whoa.
Whoa, yeah. Think of
Ren,
an Otto
how-
from The Simpsons. Now
Ren,
I
how
have
are the
Fox.
spells? He'll bust out his lute, which is like a flying V lute.
Yeah,
He plays it with his teeth.
he's got to put these flames on it.
I play with my teeth. It makes it kind of hard to say the spell. Doesn't work great. You do it your way with the fingers.
Picturing Greg from Steven Universe.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. All right, I would
You
say
didn't ask what my hair color was.
or
Or my eye color.
You said your hair was red.
Oh, yeah, I did.
What's your eye color?
Just emeralds, like two shiny emeralds.
Like in Brave.
yeah.
You've
I'm taking. I
You
told
just-
you I watched a lot of.
no IP is safe. And what skin color did you pick?
Just freckly.
Freckly.
It just was that
Lots
make
of
sense?
freckles.
Lots of freckles.
Lots of angel kisses?
Yeah. Aw.
All you need.
Why are there freckles on my butt if angels kisses?
Angels
Oh
are
my
dirty
God.
Why do
bastards.
angels kiss my butt?
I was
Okay.
mid drink, but that deserved a laugh.
So this is interesting. So you pick class clown.
I really just picked that because of the instrument buff,
Oh well, I mean, like you
but
don't
I'm
have,
gonna keep it.
you don't have to. Well, I mean, the point of like there is the mechanical thing of like as a class clown, like you do get like an instrument. That's part of it, which can be anything. It can be a recorder.
Yeah.
I would think would be fucking fantastic.
I gotta think of something obscure.
Yeah. Well, the thing I'm thinking now is like when you the class clown in school, like you get lots of attention, but like if it's from a teacher, it's typically negative.
Yeah, they and adults, right?
Yeah.
They're just like you're
Parents
so fucking
Just
annoying.
don't understand.
Yeah,
You've got your normal ass parents at the DMV, and they got their clown ass daughter.
yeah.
You know what? That
pretty-
that actually makes a lot of sense when you say it like that.
Sure
Like,
does.
oh yeah, you're the class
Super
because your parents work at the DMV.
White
Yeah.
bread
Gotta
looking
be, yeah.
That's
family.
fantasy.
Yeah.
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 Do you aside from they paid for Crunchy Bard Deadhead Tutor,
Yeah.
do you ever get like do you ever have to go home and tell your parents you got in trouble because you acted up in school?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a lot of teachers are like, she just won't shut up. She just
Do your parents like scold you about that?
they do to a point, but they encourage it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
they
they're-
want you to be.
They're a little crunchy themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I come from. It's just weird, man. I don't know.
Do your fantasy parents still have a waterbed?
Yes. Does that come up later on? Because yes, we're gonna have to take that water later on in the quest line.
It's
Oh, the water is gone.
it's like holy water. It's like
Yeah.
The sacred waterbed one.
Turns out both of your parents are clerics, and that's where they kept all their holy water.
Oh my god! Put that in. Put that in. I love it.
Okay, yeah. So your parents are a little bit crunchy, which is probably explains how they knew the Crunchy Bard
Yeah.
was their friend.
oh, they used
We
to be the
know a
band
guy.
themselves or
That
something.
might be a thing.
Yeah.
They see you playing like it was one of their lutes, but they're not going to say it. That's
Yeah,
where they got you
yeah.
lessons.
What's this picture of you with long hair?
What's up with this fantasy Polaroid? Why did you guys pose doing a cake stand for 45 minutes to have a picture later?
Who's that lady with the boobs hanging out? That's your mom.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
So okay, so let's do this part. This will be fun. So
This
well,
all has been fun, first of all.
I have enjoyed this actually. This is a great time. Okay, we'll start with Old Saltimus, Old Salty. You're all in the same year. I don't know necessarily that you're in the same classroom, but maybe you are in this year. In the final year, we'll say you are. What do you think of Ren Stevens, Saltimus? Do you like Ren? Do you dislike Ren? Are you neutral towards Ren?
Don't mind me looking at you.
Like, no pressure.
This is like manufacturing gossip.
Yeah, no,
Emma's just
seriously.
passed a note to Danielle that just says, "Do you like me? Yes,
Why-
no,
oh,
maybe."
I'm gonna assume that Salty would be like secretly jealous of like Ren being popular and like funny and stuff, and so it just makes me like hate you more.
Okay,
Sounds-
that's fair.
That sounds like the Salty I've come to know. All right, Salty, how do you feel about Hemlock Jones, the favorite of the class?
Old hemorrhoid there.
Whole hemorrhoid in there.
So it's canon that you call him that.
Yes, I call him hemorrhoid. Yes.
Yep.
And yeah, he's just kind of like he's not a threat. So
You'll see.
it's like
He's
a
technically a
non-entity.
rogue. He's typically the greatest of threats.
To a
You'll never-
warlock, motherfucker, try me.
Yeah, you never see it coming. It kills your horse.
Okay.
Oh no,
All right.
he comes back.
Hemlock, what do you think of Salty?
I try to ignore her. I think like because she's kind of an asshole.
What?
Yeah.
Where did you get that?
I don't.
I don't know.
Probably how she turns her nose up.
Yeah. I think she gets my goat.
Oh.
And I try really hard to not let it show.
That's fine. Okay.
Because I know she's like a smart person and she like has like nothing negative. Like she doesn't have to be a dick.
Oh, okay. That's I see the you
I
that
see
you
the human in you.
Okay. How do you feel about Ren?
I think I'm kind of jealous.
Okay.
Oh
Okay,
man,
so
we're all
everyone's
jealous.
je-
jealous of old Ren.
Everyone
With the
likes the
dubs.
class clown.
Well, I think it's more jealous because I know that like you have a supportive family
Oh.
that like pays
That
attention
too.
to you.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, so like I think I'm not like the antithesis. I think I try to I think just secretly I'm just like jelly. I'm a little jelly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that makes sense. Ren, how do you feel about Salty here?
I like her.
Like genuinely?
Yeah. Because I'm like, she's just like out there being a shit, speaking her
Right.
mind. And I like that. But I can never like get her like to laugh. So I'm like, I'm almost a little too thirsty with the like.
She's the
crying.
conquest for you.
Yeah.
Shit,
That's-
dog.
That's super sweet.
Yeah.
I really like that.
Yeah.
How does Ren feel about Hemlock?
You know,
Not the, not the drink, but
about
that.
I like him too.
I like how Rin's just like, how does Rin feel about class inequality?
I like it. A little bit. No, okay, but no, you kind of like Hemlock because
Yeah.
he's like,
I feel like he tries a little too hard.
No.
A little thirsty and the thirst, but I like him still. He's got a good, right here.
Yeah.
Good heart.
Yeah.
okay.
You're like old beyond your years, you know? You're like mature.
Well, your parents were like decent, so they taught you to. Be
Yeah, that's the
smart.
thing. I'm like, I just like,
you have emotional maturity.
Yeah.
So this is our that's our cast. So now we have Saltimus Maximus, the rich kid. Yeah. We have Hemlock Jones, the class favorite, and we have Ren Dubs Steffens to avoid the censors.
sorry.
The bard, our class clown, and they're going to be going on a little adventure. It's Spring Willow Academy. So far, just for expectations to be set, I only have planned out the fall semester. That's all I have so far.
You slacker.
know.
I wanted to.
But that's the thing. Like so the basic way to think about it is like as stuff happens, things will change. I only have to think up so much
Organic.
at first. So yeah, because it's not like
No,
I-
if you
I
tried
have-
to plan that far ahead, you would lose your mind.
yeah, I have a vague inkling of what'll probably happen. Like I have like one thing that I know is like this has to occur in order
The
for the game to
dance.
start.
Can there please
dance
be one
has to
fucking
happen,
dance that we go to?
A Sadie Hawkins, so I don't have to ask.
Just
a
so
girl.
you know, I did imagine the grand finale of the
being on a
campaign, of this part of the campaign taking place of
This fantasy Duran play.
yeah.
Yay. Oh my God.
It's a fantasy under the sea dance.
Oh.
I had a question that I wanted to ask.
I'm gonna be there.
She'll be my date. Your mom's gonna be my dirt.
Ooh.
I was curious because, well, I know Danielle's high school background. I've read her literal diary. But I was curious. I wanted to know in like kind of a short description what your actual high school experience was like for both of you.
Oh, I was just super reserved and quiet and academically focused. So I just wanted every teacher's approval, like so much. And I wanted to get straight A's. And then my plan was to like go to like Harvard and be like, suck my dick, ass.
It's a reunion.
Yeah.
Endgame is always reunion.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've gone to a reunion at her college.
Did you
At,
tell
like,
them to suck
college.
your dick?
No, college
Yeah, she's
union very
walked in there.
different. College I actually liked, and it was with good people.
Yeah.
High school was in Bakersfield.
Oof.
Oh.
It's rough.
Yes.
It's pretty rough.
It was very difficult for me.
Even everyone listening at the same time was like,
Just like,
oh.
Oh.
They have schools in Bakersfield?
I know,
Oh.
barely.
Ow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Emma, yeah.
Well, Emma, what was yours like?
Mine, pretty much like my character, I guess. Except I played sports.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
played water polo, didn't
I
you?
played, yeah, I almost got a scholarship, but I lost it
'Cause of that-
I
that
got
bum shoulder.
Yeah, my shoulder.
Oh, your bum shoulder.
Don't worry, you got to pursue your dreams. FedEx.
Yeah, exactly. For my shoulder.
And this.
I told JoJo the last time, I'm like, sometimes I can't feel my hand. It's weird.
Is my hand supposed to be blue? Oh.
No, I wasn't like super popular or any, because I didn't like talk. I had like 4 people I really hung out with, but everyone liked me because I was funny.
That's great.
That's it.
Makes sense.
That's it.
Yeah.
Makes sense. That tracks.
Adds up. Jeff, your high school time.
Mine was very fractured. Like I have like 3 different high school times.
Yeah.
Wait, at 3 different high schools?
Yeah.
That's fucked.
Like high school sucked freshman year because my family moved us back from Idaho to Pittsburgh, California.
Oh my God.
And I started freshman year, like not knowing anybody. And like I got beat up a bunch, and I didn't have I had like 2 friends, one of which like was super delusional and thought Dragon Ball Z was real. Like,
First of all, did we go to the same school?
do you know Mark Maharja?
I do.
I do.
What?
Like at one point, like one time we got jumped and like we were getting beat up, and Mark was just like standing there taking it, and I was like little me trying to like be like, no, please. And then like a lady like screeched her car up, and like we jumped in, and like she took us back to his place because we were walking to his home.
Aw.
And I was like, Mark, why didn't you try to defend yourself? And he was just like, I was building my key.
Oh my God. And you're.
You know what? I get that. I've done that. I've done that. Fact.
He thought that
done that?
Yes.
he would tell me that he had a sensei in San Francisco that he would communicate with telepathically. And just to give you an idea
How
of like
old?
14, we were like in high school. So like that's how
Too old.
Too old.
Yeah.
that's how like desperate I was for friendship, is I was just like, cool, okay, yeah. And then like I came out of my shell, I guess, in sophomore year, and I was like super involved in like track and field and cross country and
Oh,
theater
so
and
that's-
journalism.
yeah.
So like people liked, like I knew a bunch of people from different groups at school. And then I had to change schools, and I went to a different high school for like a week, and then I changed schools again, and I kind of just like stopped caring about high school.
Nice.
So,
Yeah.
Well done.
like I very much
Very
became,
mature.
I became like the journalism student kid. So all I did was spend every waking hour just like hanging out in the journalism room.
But when you're in high school, and you realize high school doesn't matter, that's a gift.
You've won the
Because
game.
I learned that when I was like my sophomore
know.
year, and then
Yeah.
I was like, well, fuck everyone here.
I started
I'm not gonna hang out with any of them. Like,
Done.
when you're in journalism, you can write your own passes out of class. That's all I would do.
Yeah.
I would never go to any of my classes. I would just be like, I have to work on the newspaper, and then I would just write my own pass.
newspaper. I got a hot tip.
Yeah, we gotta go interview the principal. Oh, there's a toilet not working in the girls' room.
I got the inside scoop.
I actually,
It's gross.
but sadly at the end, I actually had to take classes at adult school during high school because I missed credits to graduate.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
So
rough.
it went from like being like sucky, super cool, and then like super sucky. So
All right. What about you, Joe?
Like I was very much social chameleon as well. I kind of hopped around.
Yeah.
I normally hung out with like the skateboard kids.
Yeah,
or,
I
like,
can
the-
see that with
like the-
your little goatee.
you mean the one he has now or then?
Take your pick, big boy. No, I did that. I was very much like, I would play DDR a lot, so I had
Yeah.
a good chunk of friends did not go to my school. They just went to It was the Paradise Island Arcade at Cal Expo.
Oh,
Wow.
shit.
Oh, sh-
I went to
That's
Golfland
gone.
in Stockton. That's where I played DDR.
Nice.
I would go there to hustle nerds. I was cool.
I
No,
went to Golfland in Roseville. Golfland.
We all went to golf.
Oh, yep.
Okay,
All
so
into that
so what
one.
I've decided now is we're all going to take a trip to Golfland. Sunsplash.
Oh,
I'm for it.
my ex-husband used to work there. And he made, no, this was when he was in high school.
Yeah.
But he made like was like a racket with tokens. Yeah, dude, he was making hella money off that place.
That
Later
rules.
he started selling weed. I'm all, makes sense. You were,
You figured it out. Small business.
It's like, is he the original Bitcoin? Was that him?
He wanted us to invest, and I was like, no. And then it jumped up way like the next day, and I was like, oh.
dang.
I had
Damn.
a student of mine come up at the end of class and be like, "You want to invest in Bitcoin? I'll sell you some Bitcoin."
You're like, this is why you have a D right
Exactly. I
now.
was like, "Motherfucker, you can't even write a sentence."
Damn.
I'm not buying
So it's gonna be tough for you to sell me, but I'll
Yeah,
give you.
But
5
look who
minutes.
is dumb now. Dumb and poor.
That's what I imagine kids in the future will be doing is instead of selling candy bars, they'll be selling
selling-
Bitcoin.
Bitcoins.
Bitcoin bars.
Yeah.
They're tasty. They're pretty good.
Delicious.
Okay, well that concludes our first D&D session where we did not play much D&D.
No, but I'm very excited.
Yeah, this is
so-
the first. Yeah, so normally there would be like a lot more bookkeeping now, where I'd be like, okay, well now we have to pick out all of your stuff.
Put points into coolness.
All right, what
So-
are the skills you're gonna pick up?
Do we have to do the app? You want us to get an app?
I won't make you do that.
I kind of want to.
Okay, what I'll do is I'll put.
I
your
mean, I'm
character-
not speaking
I'll-
for the
Mind.
group.
Well, the thing is, like, you're gonna have to keep track of like. I don't know how it is,
Ouchies.
like tally marks of that too, but also like
And
how much popularity you have, how much grades you have, that kind of
Yeah.
thing, and it's easier to do if you can just write it.
Do that.
But and also we roll in real life.
Oh, but you said you're making character sheets.
Yeah, I'll print those out and
Oh,
bring them in. And then you guys will just have them. And then also I have this is so lame. I have official spell cards.
They're nice though. They're
are
they're
nice.
very
Yeah.
helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
super
picked up a set of
Why
cards
did you
for
just say that's
for
cool?
bards today. I also have the set for warlocks. And you're a rogue, so we're all good there.
Oh yeah.
They were helpful because we were playing our most recent campaign, our simultaneous campaign, and halfway through we were like, "Oh, we have like 3 more spells that no one's using."
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I'm gonna use jump, a spell I know I have,
Yeah.
because I have the card. But yeah, that's so we have those, and they're pretty sweet, and like I like them just because they look cool and they're fun to play with. Like,
Yeah.
Play with.
this is a
Yeah.
spell.
That's fine.
But yeah, so I'll make the things and I'll print them out, but I'll send you guys links and stuff, and you guys can see it.
Cool.
And now we can do the part that I was looking forward to.
Oh,
I mean,
God.
you guys are whatever, but the stinger that I like, the start, like this is like the first description
Ooh.
that I wrote. And keep in mind, I wrote this out beforehand. Most of the time, I'll be like, "You're in a fucking classroom. There's a chalkboard.
Okay.
Aw.
What do you do?" Like it'll be like that. But here's the cool stinger
Yeah.
for our campaign. It's a cool September morning. We see Spring Willow, a small town at the edge of Spider Stretch Woods. It's a quiet town, tall old buildings, wide streets whose cobbled surfaces have been smooth after many years. The town sits on the banks of the Salenta River. The cool breeze flows over it every spring and fall. It's the early morning, a bustling place. The town's blacksmith rises first. The oven he shares with the baker needs to be blazing by the time the sun creeps over the buildings on the north side. The rundown clubhouse of the Reds in Mill Street rises next, a rowdy sound of bagpipes creeping through the street. It isn't until around 7:30 that Professor Lewin pulls open the doors of Spring Willow Academy, avoiding the first students who have arrived. Spring Willow, the town, has roughly 10,000 people, but 500 of them are students right here at Spring Willow Academy. For most students, it's the first day of school. For you three,
Yeah.
it's the first day of your last year. And for one student, it's the last day they will ever see.
Oh shit!
I just got fucking chilled.
Yeah.
Oh
It's
yeah.
not one of us 3, right?
Right. I know.
That'd be quite the twist.
Oh, that'd be sad.
Welcome to Spring Willow Academy, you guys.
Dead.
Yeah. So that's going to be our game.
Yeah.
I pictured this like an infomercial, like trying to get students. So I don't know if you know Stockton.
I don't.
Yeah,
Never heard of it. No.
there's a really fancy university in Stockton. It's called UOP, University of the Pacific.
You may have heard of it.
You may have heard of it, yeah. It's like nestled right in the middle of like this town that everyone hates. And I just imagine like
You imagine that's where this place is? You imagine
you're
Stockton?
just like the camera's constantly like panning away from like the crime happening. To look at like somebody walking like briskly across a green lawn on campus.
Oh, yeah. That's how it goes.
That's funny.
But yeah, that was but if people are hearing this and it didn't fuck up, because this is like our test episode also.
Oh,
they,
no.
They also
I know.
I hope it
Please
didn't
don't
fuck up.
they also would have heard the first adventure you guys had, which hopefully went well, because at this point we still haven't played, but I'm thinking it went well. But yeah, see you guys in 2 weeks.
We're doing
or
2
whatever.
weeks.
Well, we'll discuss that.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I'm
But yeah,
ready now.
yep.
I am ready and willing. right now.
Okay.
Farewell, everybody.
So
Typical
thirsty.
Hemlock. Typical Hemlock Jones.
Hemlock.
Classic. Could that be a saying?
Classic.
Classic Hemlock.
Constantly somebody in the background, some student no one knows.
Classic Hemlock.